Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review for you. Going to talk about the new 4K edition of the 1997 film, Cure. Cure is a Japanese film I had never seen before from 1997. It has quite a reputation. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's 94% still after 68 reviews or something like that. Did quite well for a $1 million movie made in 1997 before we were importing a whole lot of stuff. It was directed by a gentleman by the name of Kiyoshi Kurosawa, who turns out he's not only a filmmaker, but a producer and a college professor and that kind of stuff. Kind of a horror movie, kind of a police procedural, kind of a meditation on philosophy. It's a very interesting film. This was really built up to me, and you should probably not be. It is very much in the vein of something like Seven. It would be the Japanese equivalent of Seven with a more interesting or a different kind of twist pulling it all together. I picked up the new 4K edition. It's a Masters of Cinema from Eureka Entertainment. It's going for about $20. You don't have to pay a lot for it, but you just get a 4K. It's region-free. I believe this is a UK release right now. It's got a ton of extras on it, and I can't wait to dive into those. A lot of extras, including some more recent, some original and more recent interviews with the filmmaker and people who are in the movie and that kind of stuff. There really are quite a few extras, and I wish I had had time to dive into them before I did this review, but I really just want to talk about the movie. And I don't want to talk too much about the movie because, well, I don't want to give anything away. It's under 2 hours. It's not too long. Like I said, it kind of moves like Seven, kind of feels like Seven in certain ways. It's not that they were copying the film or anything, but it's a police detective is a bit frustrated by the series of bizarre, violent killings. The perpetrators seem to be random. They also seem to have no memory of actually doing it. They know they did it. They just don't know why. It turns out they may have met someone that might tie everything together, and they meet this person, and then a few minutes later they go and do this. Each one of the victims has an X carved in the upper part of their neck. It kind of cuts their arteries, but also cuts into the chest area. It's a big X. What this all means is all left up to you in the end. The movie does have an ending, so to speak, but then it's got this few extra scenes where you go, oh my. And that makes it kind of a horror movie. Like I said, police procedural, dark thriller, and a little bit of a horror movie all shoved into one. Really well directed, great cinematography. So this new Masters of Cinema 4K from Eureka Entertainment looks great for its age. Like, I would hardly imagine this movie is almost 30 years old, 28 years old. It's a new 4K restoration from the original film negative. This was the same company that brought the first Blu-ray release back in like 2018 or something like that. As far as 4Ks go, it has Dolby Vision, but it has a 2-channel just stereo Japanese mix, and you don't really get any options there. The movie in the beginning was pretty grainy and at the beginning kind of underwhelming, but as it gets into it, there are some really clear, very wonderful scenes. The whole movie looks like a film. Transferred instead of something that's been artificially fixed or sharpened or anything like that. That's one of the things great about some of these more boutique labels like Masters of Cinema. Really looks fantastic. There was one particular scene where they focus in on the top of a police car with the red light, and it's raining and it's dark and it's reflecting off the hood and the shine. That really looks like 4K. And then, like I said, some other scenes, especially some indoor scenes, look kind of grainy and almost not quite low res, but just not as impressive as some of the more well-lit or outdoor scenes. Overall, I found it a great 4K presentation with the subtitles on. I don't speak Japanese, so there is no English dub on this particular release, and that's great because I don't usually watch those anyway. I prefer to see the actual words coming out of the mouths, and then I'll read at the bottom. The dialogue, it's not like it's like giant paragraphs to read either. It's a really good script. Also written by the director, Kiyoshi Kurosawa. And really, if you like movies like Seven and maybe a little Silence of the Lambs, this will be your cup of tea. And if you don't mind foreign films, it does have deeper meanings and it does have philosophical meanings and there are deeper layers to get. But this was my first time ever seeing this movie. And just on first take, I watched Seven, the new 4K edition, just a couple of months ago. So that's kind of still fresh in my memory. This, from 1997 feels similar. Not Same genre, how about that? But it doesn't feel similar in any way about the movie. I am buying far less new movies that are coming out and trying to concentrate on getting some of the new special editions of some of these classic films. I just got word today that David Cronenberg's Scanners just shipped. It's a brand new 4K edition, not supposed to even ship until the end of the month. It's already on the way. I can't wait. But not that there's not a whole lot of great movies out there these days, but as we all talk about the fact that things are getting more cookie cutter and more just kind of underwhelming, there's some movies aren't that much different than what we find on streaming services. I'm moving more towards the more boutique things, the A24s and stuff, because at least I get a wilder, more interesting experience. Very excited to go see Novocaine in the theaters because it's just a different kind of movie than what we normally get. So this would be a different kind of movie than you normally get. It should be available on streaming services by now, but from what I understand, it's been a hard movie to watch. It's just Cure, C-U-R-E. The original title was Evangelist, but the movie was being released right after the Tokyo subway attack, if you remember that, the sarin attack, and they did not want to suggest a religious cult connection to the crimes in the story, so one of the producers suggested Cure. C-U-R-E. Not that there's a disease or anything, but there is something causing these killings, and you need to find out what. In the end, you're left to figure it all out on your own, which is a good thing. I like that kind of ending, but it does have like there is an ending, but they could have also made a trilogy or more out of this, turned it into a franchise. There were other movies coming out at the time that kind of stole its thunder, like Ringu. That was remade into The Ring. Several movies that were coming out. There was a big swath of Japanese horror movies coming out at the time, and this one kind of got lost, but the director of Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, calls this one of the best films ever made. You be the judge of that. On first watch, thought it was pretty darn cool. We'll watch it again, obviously, as part of the collection, and I can't wait to dive into all the extras. That'll probably give me a deeper understanding of the film. But as it goes, this is a great upgrade from the Blu-ray, from what I understand. And my first time watching it, it is the classic people says it is. If you're into the Silence of the Lambs 7 kind of thing, pick up Cure on 4K now, or find it on streaming services if you can. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. Got more podcasts on the way. Thank you for listening to this one. I would pick this up. This is, it's a low price for this. Support these labels that are doing this. Let me add a side note here. I talked to the owner of the store, Kyle. Want to mention the Atomic Movie Store. You can find it online. It's a Shopify store. They, for the most part, carry import movies and some of these special editions of things that may not always be easy to get here from things like Vinegar Syndrome and some of the other fringe labels, if you will. What I liked about them, someone in one of my 4K groups said, have you tried this store? It's become one of my favorites. So I looked it up, and they had a couple, if not 3, out-of-print special editions that I have been looking for. I was going to settle for like the standard editions, but he had them. They were actually the reasonable price, what I would pay if I had ordered it from the UK or Germany or whatever. These are usually imported special editions. And if you order $50 or more, he gives you free shipping. It was media mail shipping, but so I placed an order of 4 movies, all special editions, and this was one of them. This is a brand new release. It just came out. It's hard to get over here because it's a UK release. He shipped my order within 3 hours. I ordered it, like, say, on a Wednesday or a Thursday afternoon. Within 3 hours, it shipped out. And it was media mail. Took a little over a week to get here to Alaska, but when I opened it up, tons of bubble wrap on the top and the bottom, plus all the movies wrapped in bubble wrap. Everything came pristine. They were the actual copies from, some were UK versions, some were German versions. I got a German steelbook. Anyway, long story short, I'll be doing reviews of those movies. But kudos to Atomic Movie Store. Please go check them out. Please, if you're interested in some of the home video, he does have some U.S. releases, and they're usually competitively priced to Amazon, so you can get free shipping. Give this guy a shot. My first order was not cheap. It was these were very nice special editions, and he packaged them like a pro. They got here quickly. He couldn't have shipped them out any faster. And his name is Kyle. I reached out and said, I really liked your service, really like your store. I plan to place another order soon. And he was like, thank you very much. Everything you can do helps. So humble dude, go visit Kyle at the Atomic Movie Store if you're looking for movies like this one. In the United States, anyway. He does not ship outside of the U.S. This is especially if you're looking for some of the stuff you can't get here. You're going to save $20-25 on, shipping from the UK, that kind of stuff. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. More podcasts are on the way. Thanks for the side there. Have a spectacular day.